Man, I'm not used to this wind noise, man. I usually have butt plugs in my ears. I'm not used to this wind noise. I'm not used to this wind noise. What is up, everybody? This is Riding Insane. I got wind noise like crazy, and I'm not used to it, man. I'm not used to it anymore. I live a different lifestyle, man. A totally different lifestyle. Wind noise, I ain't about that life anymore. Wind noise, we ain't about pothole. Bump, bump, bump. Another one. Oh my god, this helmet is so loud. But welcome to another episode of the Ride and Review. We're riding, I'm reviewing anime. Alright, welcome to another goddamn episode of the Ride and Review series, man. Ride and Review anime series. We're not reviewing anything else. Not yet. Today we're reviewing anime. Something beloved to my heart ever since quarantine started. It's super beloved to my heart. Ooh, when you guys can hear Kakarot screaming for some love. Because I haven't been riding here lately. Because I'm just having too much fun on Nimbus with that new exhaust. The CIT exhaust from hell. And with Broly, she's just a blast to ride. But Broly, we're doing a lot of work on her. And Kakarot's about to go in the hyperbolic time chamber as well. Because there's a lot of things that, look at that scream. There's just a lot of things that we're working on for Kakarot as well. But hey! All that stuff I said ain't nothing. None of that stuff about anime, so let's get into anime, man. So as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, we're talking about two major baby daddies today, alright? Sasori and Dedra. I love saying their names, it sounds so cool, man. I'd name a kid Sasori and another one Dedra. I just love how they say it, man. And by the way, I'm watching the dub, not the sub, because I started watching the dub long ago for Naruto, so now I'm kind of like in that mindset, so I can't just switch over like that. You just can't. I will switch over once. I'm not sure if the dub is released for all the episodes of anime or for Naruto, because I know there's like 500 episodes, 500 amount of episodes. So I'm not sure if it's truly if there's a dub for all those episodes. So I don't mind switching to the sub, but for as long as we can, we're gonna stick to the dub. God, this is horrible shifting. Guys, be like me in every single aspect of your life besides downshifting. I gotta teach myself how to downshift again, and it's embarrassing. I've been running for how many years? Like 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, maybe 2 years. I want to say about a year and a half for sure, but this is just sad, man. This is just sad. But yeah, so I watched, I don't know what episodes. I want to say another like 15 episodes I probably nailed down since the last Naruto video, but again, it's gonna be in the description if you guys want to know, and on the screen if I'm, you know, in the mood to do it. But it's gonna be on the screen which episodes we're reviewing, which episodes we're going down Bumby style. Whatever happened to Bumby? Now he died. Never mind. That's what happened to him. He died. I was about to say, what that dude up to? He's not up to anything. Lambo Uterus. Matte Blue wrapped Tesla Model 3. So yeah, well, last time we left off was in the previous episode of the Naruto series, part whatever. But we were about to get down and dirty, and Naruto, or Team Kakashi and Team Guy removed the 5 seals. Gaara's dead. Dedra is sitting on Gaara's body. We got Sasori, who's over there getting mad at Dedra, and they're trying to decide who's gonna F with the best, which means who's gonna go after the Jinchuriki Naruto. Jinchuriki, or Jinchuriki, I'm really effing up that pronunciation, but basically what it means is whatever, it's like a host. Whoever has the tailed beast inside him, that person's called a Jinchuriki or a Jinchuriki. I don't know idea. Alright, that's what that dude's called. And don't worry, I got a slipper clutch, so downshifting like that doesn't really do anything. We all Gucci. Downshifting like a hoe, because we got a slipper clutch. I rode my buddy's bike a while ago. It was because I had a transporter for him, and that didn't have a slipper clutch. So my rev matching was actually pretty good on that one, because I knew it was in a slipper clutch, and I don't want to damage the gearbox or the transmission or whatever gets damaged by not shifting correctly. And I did adjust it. I did that whole justice. But yeah, so the fight is just about to begin. Team Guy is all the way, you know, doing some stupid crap, which I understand why they're doing it, because otherwise it wouldn't be as fun, you know. If Team Guy and Team Kakashi are both fighting the Akatsuki, then it's just not fun because it's too much. It's too much. But yeah, so first let's talk about about the Team Guy situation, which I thought was total crap anyways. Like, you're fighting yourself, how can you not beat yourself? You know your own self's weaknesses. So like, I didn't understand that part. And that was a pretty sad moment for Guy's team. Like, like, Guy had this whole thing where he was fighting Kisame. He was fighting Kisame, and it was all cool. He took down not full Kisame, but like the after image of Kisame or whatever. He beat him, and then he couldn't even beat himself. So that was kind of sad. I was kind of like, that was a little stupid. But I do understand, again, I understand why they did it, because again, you know, Team Kakashi and Team Guy going against one or two Akatsuki people, that's not fair. That's not going to be a fun battle to watch. That's not going to be a fun battle to watch. But one thing I didn't understand, so this entire time I'm in my mind thinking like, okay, if you're fighting your clones, then why not Team Guy? Like, they all get together in one location, then like Neji can go against Tenten's clone, Tenten can go against like Rock Lee's clone, and Rock Lee could go against someone else's clone, and Team Guy or my Guy can fight somebody. They could double team and destroy everybody. Instead of them fighting each other's clones, they can have their entire team kind of like switcheroo and fight each other, you know, because I feel like that would have been a lot easier, and I feel like they're not that far apart, I want to say. Maybe they were that far apart, but I feel like maybe, you know, think a little. You know, that could have been an easier solution instead of trying to do the entire thing themselves. But again, I understand they had to be lodged up in the fight, and they had to be, you know, fixed into that fight. Otherwise, they would have been just coming in the way of others. So I understand that part, totally understand. But still, I kind of wanted to see more creativity on Team Guy's part. But I want to talk about that one first so we can get it out of the way so I don't have to care about it anymore. We'll talk about Team Guy once he comes back into the action. So basically, their fight was just pointless. I didn't see any, that was no fun to watch or any of that. Well, it was fun to watch because I was curious to see what, you know, awesome idea they're going to come up with or a plan to go against their clones, but they really didn't. Just, you know, fight stronger, be stronger. That's just, you know, weren't you guys doing that from the very beginning? Were you not fighting to be stronger than your clones? You were just fighting them like, you know, a bunch of douchebags. So that part didn't make sense to me. But either way, that part's over. Don't give an F about it. But now to the main juicy part that had me on the edge of my seat, and I knew it. I knew it. If you guys watched my stories, and I'm pretty sure in my last episode where I talked about, or I'm not sure if it was the last episode, but whichever Naruto, first part of Naruto that I reviewed, I told you there was going to be a heartbreak. They're going to kill off somebody, and they did. My man Sasori is gone. He's gone, Bishri gone. He's dead, and I can't believe they did that. That was so stupid. Like, it was so stupid. But I understand they have to die, he's bad and stuff like that. But like, get this part, alright? So talking about Sasori, first of all, we have Sasori who I guess we did fight off the Anbu Black Ops in the Sand Village or whatever, so he did, you know, do something. Then they traveled all the way back to the hideout, and they walked. Them hoes walked. They didn't even like Rolls Royce. They didn't even like hot bushes and trees like Team Guy and Team Kakashi. These hoes actually walked all the way back to the hideout of the Akatsuki. And then 3 days and 3 nights they were doing that thing to extract the tailed beast out of Gaara, and that's supposed to be extremely taxing. They did that, and then Sasori and Deidara was fighting Team Kakashi, and they barely could win. Like, that's what blows my mind. Like, they're so freaking badass, and you kill them off just like that. Like, I really thought it was gonna be something like, you know, they fight, and it's maybe like head-to-head, because the Akatsuki are kind of weak right now because they did all that stuff. So now what's gonna happen is that they're gonna be like, hey man, we're getting beat here, let's retreat. But fight to the death, I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. Well, I kind of expected that. I just didn't want that to happen. It made me sad. You guys know I'm sensitive. My heart can't take that much. But that really hit me hard because I was like, nah, man, I love Sasori. Like, that dude legit is stronger than every single hoe on Team Kakashi. Well, I don't know if he's stronger than Kakashi. And not Naruto, because Naruto has his strength, but he's just a douchebag and an idiot. So I feel like he couldn't even win in a battle against any of them Akatsuki hoes. But it was sad to see that, because I was like, and his backstory, I'm glad they showed his backstory where all he wanted was, he was lonely, you know? His parents died in the war, and then he learned how to make puppets from Granny Chio, and then he made those puppets. He made puppets out of his parents, modeled after his parents, and then he was hugging them, and he would just. The kid was lonely, man, and I feel like because of the war, that's one of the reason that. And then that dude starts making. And the coolest thing is that guy took down the third Kazekage, who's supposed to be the strongest. So the third Kazekage. Is the strongest. He was killed by Sasori, and I love how at the end of each episode they do a little, extra scenes at the very end of each episode where they tell you more information. I love that. He says, yeah, Sasori, then you have he killed the third Kazekage. The fourth Kazekage was Gaara's father, and he was killed by Orochimaru and maybe Sasori, his agents or whatever. And then the fifth Kazekage is Gaara, who was killed by the Akatsuki. So I kind of like that whole lineage and stuff like that. But like even Gaara, he fought Deidara one-on-one and lost. His ass lost. And I really think that even if he didn't do that thing to save the Sand Village or whatever, he still would have lost, because Deidara is just, that dude's a beast. So we're not going to talk about him. We're talking about Sasori. But that guy's like, I knew it, that he has, the ultimate puppet master wouldn't have his hand up someone's booty or controlling them with chakra lines like Gaara's brother does. But the real puppet master would be somebody who would be a puppet himself. I was right on that part where Sasori was actually a puppet. He had that puppet, he was inside of a puppet, and he is a puppet. So I thought that was really badass. And like, it really, I don't know, that fight, I liked the fight a lot. I just didn't like how the fight, kind of like the result of it. I wanted Sasori to win. I did like the part of Sakura when she was doing stuff, like they were all going through, and like she was being controlled as a puppet by Lady Chio or Granny Chio. I thought that part was really cool. That part was really cool. It was fun to watch. And I apologize if my thoughts are all over the place. It's just I'm writing, I gotta concentrate, and I'm talking about this stuff, so it takes a bit of effort. God, Kakarot, you're so freaking slow. She's so freaking slow. I didn't want that mark to get ahead of me. Kakarot can be I know I just talked about I want to get distracted, but where do I go? I go to Supercar Alley, so, hypocrite much. But yeah, I apologize if my thoughts all over the place are scattered. I'm trying to recreate or rewatch everything that happened in my mind, or when I watch the anime, whatever I remember, and then try to convey all those deep feelings to you guys. And it gets tough to do, man. It gets tough to do. I'm just one sexy man, man. I'm just one sexy man. I really think they could have showed something else. I wanted him to live. Is that a Merc? Nah, it's not the AMG Merc that I wanted it to be on the other side. But I did like the combination, because Granny Chio knows everything about Sasori, and then you got Sakura as, madhouse, power, monster strength, which I kind of like on her. She does it pretty well. Like, I know I was giving her a lot of crap before about her being useless and I'm wanting her to, like, get killed off by the Akatsuki, but I kind of wanted to see her live. I kind of want to see her live, but at the same time, I feel like she just, I don't know, she's kind of annoying. That's the whole part. She's kind of annoying. And that whole part where she got poisoned, but she only had like 3 minutes or whatever, but it ended up being like 30 minutes of just, I know that's anime time, but still. But still, sorry, there's a lot of traffic, so your boy, this lane's gonna merge and I don't want to be in this lane. Thank you. But yeah, I did like that combination of the fight. That was pretty cool. Like, your own grandmother is fighting you. She knows all your tricks, or she thinks she knows all your tricks. She's the one who taught you. Then you have Sakura over there, the one who created the antidote for the poison that you're like, slapping and shoving up people's butts. So I did like that part of the, I like how they matched that up. That was really nice. And one thing that really threw me off, that dude has a body count of 300. That was just, wow. I was like, damn. That dude's killed 300 hoes and I think made puppets of 300 people. That was just crazy. And that dude actually makes, like, this part, I want to say, is kind of nasty, but at the same time, it's kind of badass because it's Sasori. Is that dude makes puppets of actual human people, like he skins them and drains the organs, and that was, again, pretty gross. But like the dedication is, which is that Taikon? No, it's not a Taikon. You gotta applaud the dedication. Now, I'm not condoning any of that crack, and why does it smell like eggs? Yeah, I'm not condoning any of that crap, but I'm just saying that's pretty goddamn raw that they do that. Oh, come on, man, you're gonna make me stop in the middle of the street. Ah, see that clutch control, dog? That clutch control. And the thing that amazed me the most was the dude's skill set. Like Sasori's skill set. That's what like kind of got me the most. Was like that whole like after attack after attack, he still has something new to show. Like he still has something to do. And like he's such a strong like what do you call it, Akatsuki member. And that's one of the reasons I didn't want to see him die. Because I'm like, he's so fun to watch. It would be so cool to see him go against like other people. It would be really cool matches to see that. But they didn't really give us that, did it? Whoever the writer just said F us in the butt, and then he killed off my man Sasori. And I like to say my man Sasori because that's how Deidara says it. So I think that's kind of cool. I still can't believe it, man. Sasori's gone. So I'm not gonna race you, dog! But yeah, my man Sasori's gone, man. That just sucks. I wanted him to see him go against Kakashi and stuff. I really wanted to see that. I feel like those would be really excellent matches to see. Sasori whipping booty, Kakashi doing the Sharingan stuff. I think that would have been awesome if we didn't get to see that at all. But at the end, the part that was really awesome was that the Granny Chiyo, she takes out her 10 puppets that she swore to never use or whatever, and she used those, and so Sasori's like, dude, oh, so those are the 10 puppets you used to take down a forest? Well, these are my 100 puppets, 10 times 10 of what she has, and I use this to take down an entire nation. Like, that dude has so like badassness in him, and they snatched his brain so quick. Like, you can't give a character so much awesomeness, and then you just, he's gone, he's dead. But I know in the end, Granny Chiyo was like, he saw the last attack that Granny Chiyo was doing, but he let it happen. So that's the only part that kind of makes me happy, is knowing that Sasori could have avoided it all. Calm down. I really want to gun him, but I won't. But that's the only part that makes me happy, is that Sasori could have dodged it. He could have lived, but in the end, he saw that attack happen and he just let it happen. So in a way, I guess he didn't want to live that life anyway. Like, that's the part that really kind of vexes me, is like, why? Why did he want to die? Like, after saying all that sorts of stuff about why he does what he does and doing what he's done in the past, why did he want to like die at the hands of his own grandmother? Did he really not enjoy what he was doing? Did he not really enjoy being part of the Akatsuki? And I don't believe that, because I'm like, you're not gonna get changed over one course of battle is not gonna change you that drastically. I don't think it would change you that much. It just makes me sad that he chose that part. He chose to kill himself or let himself get killed instead of La Policía. Instead of, living to fight another day kind of thing. And I don't know, I really wanted him to live, man. I really wanted him to live. Oh, that was really bad shifting. That was... Uno. Dos. Tres. That was hella loud, dog. Gracias. Man, I just wanted him to live. I wanted him to live. I wanted him to live. What you want, dog? 911 Turbo? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, actually 911 Turbo could probably whoop the R6, so never mind. Hey, do you have space open for me? What happening? What happening? I like this guy on the left. He stopped me. Because he thought the light when I turned green I would have won, so he gave me a little elbow grease and like, dog, don't go, be careful, be careful. Well, old school Ducati, I like that. I love this guy. Thanks for letting me know. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy thinking about anime, man. I was too busy thinking about anime. Sir, I would like to be best buddies with you. Sir! I'm playing, I don't really care. But that dude was nice. See, be helpful like that to your riding buddies, to your riding hoes. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I like how he pulled out them 100 puppets to Lady Chio's 10. And I doubt it, like she used those to take down a fortress. He used those to take down a nation. But her puppets are still kicking the other puppets' booties. I didn't like that part. Like I feel like that shouldn't have been that way. But no, actually I liked it. I did like it because I guess quality over quantity, but I don't see Sasori as a man who would choose quantity over quality at all. Like I never am I gonna believe that he chose quantity over quality. So it was a really good fight because over and over they kept showing different stuff happening. Like they didn't just stop with Sasori had 1 or 2 or maybe 5 tricks. That hoe had so many tricks up his sleeve. That hoe had so many tricks up his sleeve, and that's what made it really exciting to watch. And again, as soon as as it was going through, and Granny Chio and Sakura had like a answer for everything that he had, it just, I don't know, it hurt me. And it was cool to see that at the very end he pulls out himself and he's the puppet. He's like the best. He himself is the best creation because he can just use that little. I really wanted that little thing. Yeah, it looked cool. How we had that little cartridge thingy, and he just used to take that out and move it into another puppet. I really wonder how they did that. Like I want to know more about that backstory. Like that's the thing. Is now that he's dead, are they really gonna talk about him anymore? Because I really want to know more of the backstory of how he did that and how he can just move from puppet to puppet with that one little thing. We're never gonna see that, are we? I don't think we're gonna see that. I don't think they're gonna talk about it. Maybe in like a movie or something they might talk about it. Because I do want to see the origins of the Akatsuki. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. It really hurt me, man. That was my second heart. My first heartbreak was Gaara dying. My second heartbreak was Sasori dying. And in the end, he died because he wanted to die. So that kind of makes me happy that nobody was still able to take him down. He died because he wanted to die. But it's so cool. The third Kazekage is supposed to be the strongest, and Sasori is the one who took him down. Like I want to see that fight. I want to see the fight against Sasori and the third Kazekage. I want to see that. I think that'd be badass to watch too. But are they going to show that? I don't think they're going to show that. I like the word Kage, and then you have Kaze, you have Hokage, Kazekage. All this stuff sounds cool. I'm not sure if it's like a Japanese word. It probably is a Japanese word. It can't be a made-up word, could it? I don't think so. Oh, that's cool. Is that a dune buggy kind of thing? Put your blinker on, dog. Put your blinker on so I know what you're about to do. Lambo and a Ferrari combo. Huracan, and I think it's a 488. I saw it was a 488. It's never anything but a 488. Gonna see that fight? I really don't know. Don't tell me. I don't want any spoilers. But I really do want to see that fight against Kaze, the third Kazekage, and Hellcat, right? Yeah. The third Kazekage and Sasori. Like Sasori, like he has so many puppets. He's I think what, like made 300 or so puppets out of human bodies or whatever. And I like that he didn't the whole part. I first thought that he skinned his parents and made puppets out of them, but it was nice and refreshing to see that no, he did not do that. He did not make puppets out of his own, family. R6. But still, it makes me sad, man. Makes me sad. All he wanted was love. That's all he wanted. He didn't want anything else. He just wanted his parents, and he wanted, I guess his childhood. And I guess he's not an idiot. He knows how his parents died. So I'm guessing that's another big reason. I believe he was killed by the Kakashi's father, the White Fang, or the White blah blah ninja, or whatever you want to call him. I'm guessing that's why he's against the Leaf, and a lot of what Leaf does is because his parents were killed. See, like, things like that, I want to know more about it. I want to know more about the past of Sasori. I really want to know more about all that. Because he has such a great, backstory, and he has so much strength and power. Don't you want to see how he gets all that? I want to see how he gets all that. This hoe doesn't know that the lane's going to change into one. Or she does, and she just wants to be a hoe. Ferrari, California. Ferrari, another one. I think that's a 488 or 458 or I don't know. Ferrari, I can't keep up with these models, alright? Give them new names and new model. If it's the same body type, don't use the same model. But if it's a different body type, use a different name. Not the same number or a number that's close to it. Use an entirely different name. You got the entire English and Italian dictionary to use. But the fight was really fun to watch. It just sucked that everything that Sasori did, that they had an answer for it. That's just the part that I didn't like. But the overall fight, I'm gonna write down the episode numbers, so I want to go back and watch that fight. And I'm so happy that when they were showing the fights, they didn't do it like they did for the others. I'm so happy they didn't do it like they do it for the others. Like, I remember when they were doing the Kakashi with the bells and all that sorts of stuff, they kept cutting scenes. So like, you were so into the Deidara fight, and then all of a sudden they cut into the bells for the bell thing with Kakashi and Team Kakashi or whatever. I didn't like that part. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to see that. What I do want to see is, you know, Deidara and then show me the bell stuff, or show me the bell stuff and then show me Deidara. But don't be hopping, you know, the fence like that. I don't like that. So I like how they focus on the Sasori fight and then they went to the Naruto fight. But I really want to know his backstory, man. It's just so sad. Makes me so sad. Kid wanted love. He grew up and all he wanted was love. It also kind of feels like, you know, why did he let go of his, you know, why did he let go of his past? That's another thing. Why didn't he take the puppets he made of his, you know, family? Why didn't he take it with him? I wish he took him with him and he was using him, but I guess he wanted to leave his past behind, or I don't know, some crap like that. And the other thing that I forgot to mention is just, you know, Gaara's brother Kankuro. I feel like if you're a puppet master, either you be like Sasori or you be like nobody. Like, if I was Kankuro and I knew what Sasori's doing, I'd be like, hell yeah. I'm not about this life anymore. Like, I'm not, this is not for me. I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. I can't keep up with this. Like, if I'm over here doing these chakra threads or whatever crap, and you got other people in the Ferrari up there, he just turned, and I'm over here doing like Huracan, by the way, I'm over here, you know, still using chakra threads and stuff like that. So like, what's the point? Like, my life has no meaning. I'm a douchebag if I'm doing that. God, how did they kill him? They're doing that thing where they both kind of pause, let traffic, you know, the road build up in front of them, and then they gun it. I want to be you. That seems so fun to do. The rollerblading. Okay, this guy. Sorry, I wasn't road bombing you. I just don't know how to downshift. I'm still a noob. By the way, if we do end up having fun with any of these, I'm gonna leave it in the Raw series, or the I'm gonna leave it in the in the anime episode. Whatever happens in the end. Oh, those so much fun swings. I'm trying to think. I'm forgetting something about the pull. 6th sense, man. 6th sense, you kind of feel like someone's about to do something, so you want to stick with them. Not yet. Oh, another Ferrari. They're trying to catch up with the other dude. And they're all gonna have an orgy. And this makes me so sad because I'm not on Nimbus. It makes me so sad because I'm not on Nimbus or Broly. It makes me so sad. But I will live on somehow, right? I will live on somehow. And this car behind me, quit tailgating me, dog. Don't worry, we can lane split, they can't. So, not a big deal. They're making a turn, so it doesn't matter anyways. Huracan. He's gonna gun it. Bye-bye Ferrari, and another Ferrari, and a Huracan. Have fun without me, because I'm on Kakarot. I'm on Kakarot. So I think that covers up the Sasori fight. It was sad, it was awesome. It was sad that he chose to die. I wish he didn't choose to die. It's sad about his past, his backstory is super sad. And it did make me feel like, you know, eyes were a little bit watery. Eyes were a little bit watery throughout that end of that fight when they were showing all that sorts of stuff. I still again want to see how he joined the Akatsuki and how did he go from where he was as a kid to where he is right now. I'm curious how he would look if he didn't age, or if he did age, how would he look? I'm kind of curious about that. Curious about a lot of different things. Want to see that third fight, or the third Kazekage against Sasori. I want to see that. And boom, boom, boom. The antidote thing, I would just still feel like, you know, Sakura should have, you know, passed out the antidote after. She has the antidote, but still, I feel like, or I guess she did say the antidote's working, so I guess even though she was poisoned again, the antidote had its effect. then what was the counter for? 30 seconds, 10 seconds? I feel like, yeah, you have adrenaline, but in a fight like that, how much adrenaline could you have going against Sasori? But anyways, I think that's everything with Sasori. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's anything left to mention about that. Hope to see him come back somehow, or hope to see more of his backstory, even if he's not alive. What is it, 911 Turbo S? She's getting hot over no reason. Like, the traffic ain't even that bad and she's getting hot. But I digress. It is what it is. This episode is gonna be hella long because I'm trying to remember everything. S1000 RR 2017 edition, the black and gray layout or colorway. And now we get on to Deidara. So yeah, Sasori died, and then Lady Chiyo and Sakura are off on their way. Team Guy is still sucking on their own butts because they can't beat their own clones, while the other team members are fighting Akatsuki members. Team Guy can't even beat, again, their own clones. So that is just sad. We got a dude and a fat chick up there. Riders. Like up there meaning right there, not anywhere else. Car behind me has no regard for personal space, as always. Huge chopper crew riding around. That guy's a hoe. He tried to cut me off when I was trying to lane split. Alright, so now we're off to my man Deidara and Team Kakashi from Naruto and Kakashi from Team Kakashi. That fight was really fun to watch, but it was kind of fun, but I'll get into that in a bit. What is that? Alfa Romeo speeding. It was fun to watch, but not as fun as Sasori's match, where Sasori's fighting Sakura and Lady Chiyo. That wasn't that fun. And I know Lady Chiyo is hella old and stuff, but I feel like in this anime they show a lot that even if you're old doesn't mean you're weak. You're still extremely strong. You're not in your prime, but doesn't matter, you're still extremely strong. So I like that part that they show that because it's fun that way. It makes it a lot more fun that way. Otherwise, if someone's goddamn old, that's what, it's not gonna be fun to watch, is it? It's not gonna be fun to watch at all. Should we do it? Yeah, might as well. I need one to make sure to see what people are doing. Un momento. Thank you. Dude, do you really want to turn, or are you just a douchebag who forgot to put his blinker off? Yeah, you don't want to turn, your blinker is just on, because that's the left turn right there, and if you knew anything about the language of English, that's a left turn. We might have to go somewhere else, because she's heating up over and over again, and I don't like that. That's the thing with bringing this hoe to Supercar Alley, is she can't handle the heat. Or the stop and go kind of traffic. She gets hot over no freaking reason. I do want to get the ECU flash. I can change when, is that a Shelby? So I can change when the fan comes on, because I need it to come on early. I don't want it to wait until it's 200 plus and then later on it comes on. That just, I feel like that's not pleasant at all. But the clutch control is off the chats. Ooh, there it is, there it is, Taycan. Electric Porsche, hella fast. There's another one. Taycan Taycan Takini, hella fast. My feelings are my feelings and I'm gonna share them. My feelings are my feelings and I'm gonna share them. And with the Deidara thing that really kind of like, you know, just baffles me is that dude lost an arm when he was going against Gaara. Then he went and he fought Gaara, lost an arm. Then he went to that Akatsuki thing to extract the tail beast out of Gaara. 3 days and 3 nights he went through that. Ferrari. He did that, and then he's on getting, and he would have used up a lot of his clay, and then he goes on to go and fight Team Kakashi now. And I feel like it's just, I love how they show they're so powerful. Like, that's the thing that really gets to me, is like, they're so powerful. Even though the dude's hurt and lost an arm and is drained, dude's still ready to fight and has more than enough chakra to keep going. Stuff like that, when you see a fighter like that, you don't want them to die like an idiot, you want them to live. And that's why I'm really happy that Deidara lived and didn't kill off Deidara, because he actually has a really awesome personality too. Sasori does too, but I still want both of them to live, but I'm happy with taking Deidara. Like, if Deidara died and Sasori lived, I would still be the same amount of feelings. I would still be angry. Huracan Lambo. But it's still nice to see that at least they didn't kill off both of them. And I feel like this is the first time that Kakashi activated his Mangekyo Sharingan, which is pretty awesome to see. Ferrari, California, right? Yeah. I really want to learn more about the Sharingan. Like, how can you do it? That eye is not his, from what I can tell, because he's not part of the Uchiha clan. Plus, he has that scar over his eye, so you can already tell that's not his. I'm not sure whose it is. I'm pretty sure it's somebody he stole it or some crap, or I don't know. So the eye is not his for sure. But like, how can you activate all these sorts of things? I thought Mangekyo Sharingan is supposed to be a really like, it's supposed to be a really rare thing, you know? Itachi has it, but I've never seen Itachi use it where he creates like an oblivion, where he can like break things and send parts to oblivion. Like Kakashi did that with a part of Deidara's arm, which Deidara's arm still survives. I'm cool. But again, Deidara was basically at a point fighting with no hands. No goddamn hands. That's just, that was so badass to watch, man. They didn't show any of the Deidara's backstory, because I guess they only show the backstory when the dude's about to die. Other than that, they don't give an F and they don't show any backstories. Which now I hope that's not true, because if that's true, that's gonna be sad to watch. That any single time you see a dude's backstory, that means that hoe's getting his brain smashed. Merc was gonna change lanes without an indicator or a blinker, but she didn't. She still scared me. But can we take a moment of like awesomeness, McLaren? A moment of awesomeness for Deidara. That dude had no arms, he had that kunai thing in his mouth, and he was going against the entire team guy. Might Guy, Neji, Rock Lee, and Tenten at the same damn time with no hands, chakra is gone, and a kunai in his mouth. Like, that is just so freaking awesome. And he even mentioned that Sasori is stronger than himself and more dangerous. I know I'm repeating the same thing, but how can you just kill off Sasori like that? And I know he killed himself, but still, why would he do that? After you give your life and you skin 300 people, you don't just want to die just like that. I'm never gonna believe that. That has to be more to it. And you can't just tell us that. Sasori can't just, take his own goddamn life and let himself puppers in the car. And then not tell us why he did it. That's what's gonna keep me up at night. And I really do want to research it, but since the anime is already over, I feel like it's gonna show stuff that I shouldn't have known, or they're gonna say it's gonna have spoilers basically. Yeah, so it's basically gonna show spoilers, so that's why I'm trying my best not to. I listen to a lot of OSTs, and I see a lot of people, or OSTs on YouTube, and I see a lot of people that I don't know, and hopefully that won't be a big deal, but I'm kind of scared about that too, because I feel like I shouldn't. So that's what I try to do is when I listen to OSTs on YouTube, I try to close my eyes and click around, so I don't see like, main characters and stuff like that, because I don't want to get spoiled by anything. I want to make sure that everything is fresh. I kind of am spoiled about 2 or 3 things about people dying, and I won't mention those things to you guys, because in case you guys are watching it for the first time, I don't want you to go through what I did, where I already knew this person was going to die, so it just sucked. So I want to mention that to you guys. So that's why I'm trying my best to make sure that I don't watch, because I did get spoiled about one thing because of watching YouTube videos of music, not even like the related videos of like the anime. It was just OSTs about the OSTs from the anime, and I got spoiled like a little slut, and it hurt. It really did hurt. She's gonna heat up. What's the point? She's just gonna heat up. But yeah, it was really cool because I've never seen Itachi use that thing where he can suck things into oblivion, but we saw Kakashi do it. But one thing that I don't like is seeing these fights where people are already tired or injured and then they're fighting, so you don't know who the victor really is. I still feel like Deidara could take on Kakashi if they were both full like health and stuff like that, not tired. I feel like Deidara could take Kakashi. That shouldn't be a big deal. I feel like he could do it. Okay, it's a baby Merc, like nobody gives an F about you. But I really think you could take him. I think it'd be a really good match to see as well. But it was cool how he did that thing and he took his, that guy's elbow or whatever, took his arm off. So that was pretty cool to see. But still, it just baffles me that Neji and all the team guy couldn't even take down Deidara. And then Deidara had to bite off the bird or whatever, and bite off the burst of chakra and then self-explode, and then he saved himself. So I really like that part. And Naruto again, just going crazy using that Jinchuriki power, and all that speed, all those senses. Like, I'm still waiting to see what is that training you receive from Jiraiya for 2 years. What is it? What did you guys learn? What did you guys do? 2 goddamn years, and what, you just perfected the Rasengan or whatever? There has to be more to it. There can't just be you spent 3 years, McLaren. you spent 3 years, but you really didn't accomplish anything, because I'm still not seeing anything. The dude still loses it. The dude still gets his, the Ninetales still takes over him, creates that cloak thingy, which looks pretty cool. He still does all that sorts of stuff, like Rolls Royce. Like, all that stuff is still happening, so what's the outcome of that training that he received from Jiraiya? Besides the Rasengan, or a modification of the, like, I don't want to see anything Rasengan related. Like, you have to show us something new, because he still uses the shadow clone, he still uses all those things, and I'm like, all right, you used to do that before. Like, I'm not catching it. Okay, you perfected those things, but you know, 2 years of training with, you know, legendary Sonic, and that's all you understand, or that's all he got from it. That don't make me happy, man. That don't make me happy. And it was cool how he was using the shadow clones in a different way. He grabbed Deidara, shoved him on the ground, and then did a huge punch in his stomach or whatever. That stuff was cool, but, like, you know, give me something new. Give me something different. You're going against Akatsuki, man. You know, give them something they've never seen before. Give me something I've never seen before. Ford GT, those things are supposed to be hella expensive, I believe. But I guess we'll see something later. I feel like this is a perfect opportunity, because you're going against the Akatsuki, so Naruto could, you know, strip down and show us something we've never seen before. Show us how big it is. But that was kind of a disappointment. He had to rely on Kakashi Sensei, because with Kakashi, he was the one doing everything. Like, if Naruto was alone, what would he do? He would just go angry and start, you know, relying on the Ninetales to do everything for him again, which is basically like slavery. Chrome wrapped Lambo. So yeah, he's just gonna rely on Kakashi. Like, if he was alone, what would he have done? I don't think he would have done anything. He would have just gotten angry and then lost control of himself because Gaara's dead, and then that's it. They would have beat him because he can't control himself when he's in that state. I first thought he would have more control over the Ninetales, and they would have shown that. Where now, you know, Naruto can control the Ninetales in a much better fashion, so he can actually use it in a fight. But I didn't see that happening either. Yeah, I didn't see that happening either. I'm just like, you know, what else you got, homie, for me? What else you got? So many supercars out today, man. So many. The weather is perfect. Just so many supercars out today. We got, you know, Kakarot here overheating for no goddamn reason. It's a beautiful day. It's, yeah, we're going stop and go traffic, but it's not that much. Ferrari. Come on, go, man. But I'll still keep my faith in Naruto that he's gonna show some awesomeness in the future. At least some stuff, you know, like that Toad stuff that Jiraiya does. I kind of want to see that a little bit, you know. You're going against the Akatsuki again. You're going against Akatsuki. He took down Gaara, and like, you gotta give me more than that, man. You gotta give me more than that. We had Kakashi pretty much doing everything. I was expecting a lot more, but I kind of understood that, you know, Deidara's hurt, and you just gave us a badass fight in and Sakura, Lady Chiyo, and Sasori, that, you know, is gonna be hard to back that up again real fast like that. So I kind of understood that part, but your boy wants some more. Your boy wants more. But I'm happy that Gaara's back. That was one cool thing they did. Lady Chiyo, she's cool and all, but I feel like she's one of those people who would, like, you know, she was heavy in the war and killing and stuff like that. You just kind of get that vibe from her. Like, she cares about Sand Village and nothing else. Like, everyone else can just go to hell. So I feel like with her, I'm kind of happy. Yeah, she did some good stuff now, but I feel like she probably was a bad person when it came back in, you know, and then back in the day, she probably did stuff that was bad. We only saw her for one episode, and she's the one who kind of did the thing on Sasori, Shelby. She did the thing to kill Sasori, so I didn't like her anyways. So it's cool that she knew that reanimation jutsu or whatever, but I thought that reanimation jutsu was something that Orochimaru used back when he was fighting Sarutobi in, or the third Kage, when he was fighting the third Kazekage. And Orochimaru was fighting the third Kazekage with the little goat and the cigar thingy in his mouth all the time. I thought that's what Orochimaru used, and that's for dead people, but I guess not. Or there's more uses than one. But the thing that also I'm questioning is, like, they showed that Lady Chiyo says she takes her life force, and then she puts that into the other person to give them, you know, to heal them or to bring them back to life. So I feel like, what does that really mean? Does that mean that if Granny Chiyo has like 30 years to live or 10 years to live because she's hella old, Does that mean that now God only has 10 years to live? Like, how does that work? What is life force really? Or I feel like I'm getting too much into the details, and maybe I shouldn't be getting so into it as much as I am. But I am curious about that. Like, what exactly does life force mean? Is God only going to live for as long as Lady Chiyo had left, or he just gives back life and basically he's going to continue living his life the way however many years he lives, or he dies, or any of that crap? But I kind of knew he was gonna, or she was gonna do that once she healed Sakura in front of Sasori and gave all that explanation and stuff. And then she was like, I have one more thing left to do. Then I was like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna bring Gaara back to life. But I finished the last episode where the arc finishes. At the very end, they do those mini episodes where they tell you more about the show and stuff, and in there they said this is the end of the arc. So I'm really curious to see that. Does Gaara still have the power of the Chinchuriki, even though, or the power of the tailed beast, because they took it out of him, or is he now like a normal person? Like, how does that work too? So I'm curious about that. I'm pretty sure they'll show that because that's a pretty big thing, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot more of Gaara. I believe he's one of the like main characters, so I feel there's gonna be a lot more about him. Yeah. So just to recap, super sad that Sasori died. Was super awesome fight that happened. A lot of the stuff, or some of the stuff, like, you know, Sakura surviving the antidote part or the poison part, I didn't like that part, but it was cool to see that Sasori had, you know, tactic after tactic after tactic, and he himself was his own weakness. So I kind of like that too. That he was so powerful, he himself was his own weakness, but nobody could really, you know, do anything to him. I'm really happy to see Gaara live. He came out of it. It was really nice to see that. I'm happy Lady Chiyo died, because I just feel like she was somebody who was terrible back in the day. So I'm so happy that she's out. I did want to see more of her, but it's okay. She's dead. She's gone. Gone, but she gone. Gaara's back. Want to see the Chinchuriki stuff happen, to see if he still has it or not. Want to see Naruto do a lot more than he has, because I feel like Naruto needs to really step up. You got Akatsuki who can be fought one-on-one, but entire teams have to fight them, and they're still not strong enough. So I love that part. I just feel like they should play it through where they're strong. So yeah, somebody has to die. So out of this one, I think the only person who died was Lady Chiyo. Kankuro's a douche. He needs to stop with the puppet stuff and learn what Sasori does, because, you know, that's a lot cooler than what he does right now. He's using chakra threads or whatever the crap he does. Ain't nobody want to see that. Anybody want to see that face paint either. And Team Guy needs to really kick it up, because they couldn't even fight their own clones or beat their own clones for a long time. And then they couldn't fight somebody who had a kunai in his mouth and no hands, and drained of his chakra and bleeding, and they still couldn't beat that guy. Only landed a couple of shots, and it was still fine. So I know this episode is extremely long. I'm sorry about that. I gotta try to get better at this, man. It's just being at a place like this, plus you're adding the part you're writing, it makes it really I get distracted easily, plus I gotta concentrate on my surroundings. But I'm pretty sure I missed out on a lot of stuff. If I did, look in the description below. I'll add in things if I missed anything. Whatever I missed or any extra thoughts that I have, I'll add them to the description, so check that out if you're interested. And this concludes this episode of Write and Review Anime Series, brought to you by Writing Insane. But yeah, brought to you by Writing Insane, who's watching anime and is loving every minute of it, and talks too goddamn much and makes episodes that are too damn long. So hope you guys enjoyed it until the next Sunday, which I do have an episode for next Sunday as well. So until next Sunday, I will see you guys. Remember to subscribe only because you love me, and remember, life's very short. Go out there and do things that make you happy. F what anyone else thinks. Just go out and enjoy life. I'm Writing Insane, and I'm out. Peace.